What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to yet another post-match fan show. The post-match fan show is your opportunity, it is your chance to have your say on everything Tottenham related. But Sim, how do they have their say?
Well, before every single post-match fan show, the link for the fan show is in the description below, where you'll be taken to the back end. You'll be seeing everyone waiting, and before we bring you on live on the fan show, live on YouTube, to have your say. But gold members, all gold members get priority for the fan show because we have a lot of callers waiting, so we gave priority to gold members. But how do you become a gold member?
I'm glad you asked me that, Sim, because it is very, very easy to become a gold member. There's actually two tiers of memberships: silver membership and gold membership. Silver membership, you get custom emojis, you get badges next to your name saying how long you've been a member, and you get monthly shout outs. But for the gold membership, you get everything that is in the silver perks, plus you get priority to come on to each and every one of our post-match fan shows. But not only that, you get monthly prizes as well. 3 gold members every month get called out from a hat on our last live watch long of every single month. And the 3 prizes are: the third prize will be a flag and a program. The second prize will be one of these lovely We Are Tottenham TV shirts. We have 8 colours of them. Link in description, by the way, if you want to buy one. And number one prize for the giveaway is a signed Tottenham Hotspur shirt. So our first month we gave away a signed shirt from Toby Alderweireld, and we have got many more signed shirts to give away. So click the link below, join our gold membership, and be in it to win it.
All right, now is the time for you guys to have your say. I want to hear your opinions on all things Spurs and the latest match action. Looking forward to having you guys on and hearing your opinions.
All right, we'll see you on the fan show. Come on, you Spurs. You can't see? We were on mute before. But anyway, what's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another fan show. Liverpool 3, Tottenham 1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Outclassed, outfought, outshone, which was an absolutely disgraceful second half, in my opinion. Disgraceful second half of the first half. We just, from going 1-0 down, we just never looked like getting back in that game, did we?
No, we never responded. The injury to Harry Kane was a massive blow for us. You could see that in the way we were playing and the team, how we set up as well. Look, it was a shambles second half performance. I think Jose has got I feel sympathy for him because it was kind of working in the first half before we went 1-0 down, right at the brink of the second half. And then, but then I have to blame him for the second half because I think he got it totally wrong. And I know who do you bring off for Harry Kane, who do you replace him with, but I think the changes he did didn't work at all. I think we just got it totally wrong. I don't know why he took off Aurier, even though they got him behind Aurier, and he'd probably be frustrated about that. But I think he was always going to be the better option than Doherty, who I thought had an awful game and really didn't play well.
We got to see if it's an injury or not.
Yeah, we have to see. But still, it's really frustrating that Aurier went off. And I think the setup of the team was completely wrong. And you could see from minute one, they scored straight away as soon as the second half started. And they never looked like relinquishing that superiority. And that's the most frustrating thing. I thought, he brought on Winks for more bodies in midfield, but he was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. So we'll see what
my
he
mic's
says.
off. Is my mic off? Can you hear me, guys?
Ben's mic's off, it says.
Can you hear me?
Oh, look.
No, it says Ben. No, my mic's on.
Oh, I don't know. No, it says we're good. We're good.
All right, I think we're good. Anyway, let's get Grandpa on.
Yeah, come on. Maybe he can shed any positivity on today.
Grandpa?
Hi, Grandpa. I can't hear him.
No, neither.
Is he muted? Are you on mute, Grandpa? Okay, we'll try and get in 1 minute. It's a shame. Really is a shame.
And it really puts a dent into our top 4 hopes this season.
I think
really
it
does.
just the manner of the defeat. The players lack belief a lot.
Yeah.
That was the real shame of it. Is he back? One sec. Yeah. It was a massive shame how we.
Let's try bring Grandpa back. Hi, Grandpa. Grandpa?
No, he's on mute. I can't hear him. Sorry, I'm really sorry. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
We can see you, Grandpa, but we can't hear you.
1 second. Anything?
Let's try another guest, and then see if it's
All right, we'll try getting back on in a minute.
Grandpa, we'll try one more person and then we'll go back to you. But let's get the next one on. Ribs.
Ribs. Hello, can we hear him?
Ribs. Can you hear us?
Can't hear him. All right. Look, we're having a bit of trouble hearing the guests, so we'll look at tweets for a bit, and then we're going to try and get these guests back on. Get my grandpa on as soon as possible. Send in your tweets, obviously, at WeAreTottenhamTV. We got electronic. Eric of Sweden says, Hugo Lloris did so many mistakes today. Very disappointing. I'm praying Harry Kane returns soon. He should be the main captain for me next season, with Højbjerg as vice captain. Interesting. I don't know if
you got it.
I don't know if that should be the case. Well, Harry Kane. Well, let's look at the news about Harry Kane, because looks like at the moment, I think Mourinho said in his post-match interview, he said Kane looks like he could be out for a few weeks after he's taken knocks on both ankles. So,
this could be detrimental, man. You saw how we completely collapsed without Harry Kane on that pitch today. He's our best striker. He's our best midfielder. He's our best defender. And
the most annoying thing is when Harry Kane was on the pitch and when he was actually looking quite good. He played that great through ball to Son for the goal that was offside. Really nice through ball. And he was giving Henderson a lot of problems. He was giving Henderson really something to think about. And as soon as he went off, that threat just went. And they found it very, very easy to deal with our attackers. Kev Williams says individual errors, conceding before half-time, Kane's injury. Yeah, that pretty much summed up why we were behind, but that didn't sum up the attitude, I thought, for the last 20 minutes, which I thought was pretty poor. It was pretty poor, that attitude, because we just gave up. There was no desire. There was no belief. And we were playing it around like we were winning. And that was the biggest frustration. The OBN says, the honest truth, neither Aurier or Doherty can defend for their lives. Then Winks came on and we lost the physical advantage, and Henderson made work of him. Made work of him. Some individual errors like Rodon showed their quality, and others showed why I say they are average or not to players. And obviously, I don't think English is his first language, but I can understand what he's saying. Winks was atrocious when he came on. I can't run away from that fact that he was probably the worst player on the pitch when he came on for that second half.
He was.
I don't think he passed once to a Tottenham man. I really don't think so. And also, not only that, I thought defensively, how many times did you see Salah run past and Wijnaldum just like he's not even there? I was so disappointed with him display. I was so disappointed with Harry Winks, I must say.
And Lamella as well, to be fair, but Winks and Doherty today, absolutely awful. Let's try and get my grandpa on again.
Third time lucky, come on.
Let's try and get
Grandpa.
Grandpa?
No.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, still can't hear him. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on.
Can you hear him in the back end?
I can hear something. I can hear something in the back end.
Can anyone hear my grandpa in the back end if you can hear me? No one can hear him. He must be on mute. I can hear everyone else. I just can't hear my grandpa.
Yeah, it might be grandpa, might be something on your end. I'm not sure if you're on mute or not.
Ariane thinks his microphone's on mute.
Your microphone might be on mute, grandpa, if you can hear in the back end. All right, should we get Ariane on?
Let's get our next guest on. Let's get the show on the road. Ariane.
What's good, guys? All right. I actually have a Google Docs here about my thoughts. I've got a Google Doc here just to write it down so I don't forget. This defense, man, it's just not good enough. Not at all. The only players that I actually keep are genuinely Joey Rodin and Sergio Reguilon, and he was not here today. Reguilon, obviously. Aurier and Doherty can't defend, especially Doherty, man. I don't know what happened to him. He was still good at Wolves. What is he doing here? And that left wing back, that's a bigger crime than playing Son at left wing back, man. It's atrocious. Like, every time he gets the ball, you just have a feeling he's going to give it away. It's like we're playing against, it's 12 against 10 men. He's completely a liability on that left-hand side. Ben Davis today, he wasn't even playing that well. And I've got him on the back of this shirt, man. He wasn't, like, awful or anything, but he was just not good enough. We're supposed to be, we thought in the beginning of the season we're trying to challenge for the title, not with players like Davis, not with players like Dyer, not with Doherty, not with Aurier. What are these players? And I know Joe Rodin made the mistake for that goal, but he's young. He's 21 years old. He's barely played any Premier League minutes. It's going to happen. You can't have that on him. You cannot say...
those challenges Rodin made today.
Exactly, on Sadio Mane, what was that in the first half? That was a brilliant little challenge, and none of our defenders would have made that. None of them. Not Toby, not Serge, not Dyer, not even Rick would have made that. He's a really good talent, and we need to keep him, and we need to keep playing him because every defender makes mistakes. When you make mistakes, that's how you learn from them. You have to make mistakes to not make them anymore. So I'm not going to try to have a go at Rodin because it happens. Let's just try to go on to the next point. And a lot of people are going to talk about the referee and all that. I'm going to just brush on a little bit. Liverpool were the better team at the end of the day, but there were some decisions in question. But I'm not going to touch on that too much because it's not the problem whatsoever. We had more problems on our own than we had to blame the ref for.
You talk about the offside?
Not the offside. I'm talking about some people are saying Taylor should have gotten a red. Some people are saying Alisson was out to the box. Some people are blaming that regardless of whatever it is. Even if that is true.
The decisions had no impact in this game
I know,
whatsoever.
Exactly. No, I agree with you guys. I'm saying regardless of whether or not it's true, our defensive voids are by far the bigger problem. By far the bigger problem. So, yeah. I mean, we need to buy a center back. Whether it's this January, whether it's in summer, we need to buy a center back, and it has to happen as soon as possible because it's just these defenders that we have other than Rodin and Reguilon are just not good enough for this club if we want to push forward. And I feel bad for Mourinho. I really do, because he's going to get all the blame for this from the fans. And they're going to say, why are you setting up defensive? Because if we set up offensively, we're not going to even beat teams like Sheffield United, because those center backs are going to be so exposed.
Yeah. How detrimental is this to our top four hopes this season?
Top four is still on. I'm still somewhat confident in top four. The title's gone. The title's completely gone. So the top four, it's still more than possible. We've got West Ham and Liverpool as a competition, obviously, and with Liverpool we have a game in hand on. If we win our game in hand, I think we go 1 point behind them. But they're the champions of England, and this could be their turning point. So I don't think Liverpool's going to be who we're going to set our sights on. It's probably going to be the likes of West Ham, isn't it? And whoever is above, I think Leicester.
Leicester, Man U, Man City. I mean, You've got Man U, Man City, Leicester, Liverpool. I mean, out of those four teams, what team do you think we're better than?
I think, at the moment, none of them. At the moment, not a single one of them. But maybe with Jamie Vardy's injury, Leicester could fall, and that is going to be our only hope for our top four. And then hopefully West Ham drop off as well because they're flying right now as things stand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, and I think even if we don't get top four, there is always the Europa League, even though that looks increasingly more difficult as the way things are looking because we've got teams like Manchester United in there. So hopefully if we're going to see Manchester United, we see them in a semi-final or final or in the semi-final because we're not going to see them in the final. I mean, yeah, so for top four hopes, it's a blow, but it's not a massive blow. What's a bigger blow is the injury to Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I think that might be the worst thing tonight. And I think something that frustrates me is I was going to make this joke, but I don't even know if I should anymore. I was going to say, like, it's kind of a bummer they didn't score 4 because maybe that could have been our turning point like we had for them. But, yeah, it's just there's nothing to really look at positively other than maybe Højbjerg because he was brilliant today.
Yeah.
All right, Ariane, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, guys.
Nice
See you
one.
soon.
I'll read out a quote from Mourinho on Joe Rodon saying, "Next game he plays for sure. Showed good personality. Went for duels. Not a coward for going for every duel, even against the players they have. Played very, very well. Made just one mistake. For me, if a player that makes only one mistake in a very good performance, then we have to support him."
I 100% stand by that. 100%. I think Joe Rodon was absolute class today. Yeah, I know he made that mistake, but apart from that, I thought he was absolute top notch.
And he also said here, "It's a performance totally affected by defensive individual mistakes. The team was very solid, very confident, and in the first half, we made 3 individual defensive mistakes. Very early with Mane, then the Firmino goal. Pierre and Tongi were playing very well in the middle. Pierre's goal was very good. To be 2-1 down, losing Harry is not easy. Another mistake, and then the third goal, and another one. Third one hurts me because it's a mistake from a player who played very, very well. Joe played very, very well." That's what he had to say on that.
Super chat here from Paul Gregory. Luckily, the League Cup final has been moved because now Kane's injured.
Oh, yeah. True. That is true, actually. Colin Lunsman, super chat. Did you read this one? It says, "A club with ambition would have brought in a new defence long ago. And for Jose's tactics and substitutions, ES been shocking."
Is Grandpa still there?
Is his grandpa not there?
No, I think he's lying on the
You
Okay.
think what? Oh, okay.
Who's on next?
Got Sam Chipek. Is he coming on? 1 sec.
Man Like C. Is he coming on next?
1 sec.
You're not
No,
on
he's
yet, Sam. You're not on yet, Sam.
All right.
There you go. Now you are.
Now you're on.
Okay, now I'm on. Yeah.
Tottenham 1, Liverpool 3. What went wrong today?
Well, what went wrong? I mean, I could be speaking all night to talk about what went wrong. I mean, you can blame the team selection to start off with as much as you like, but it's the way we responded after going 1-0 down that really did it for us. I mean, I'm hearing all sorts of things at halftime, or getting angry about something, but I'm not going to read into that too much. But it's the reactionary sub. I don't know. I just saw a tweet, and apparently there was like a run of emotions or something. But honestly, it happens a lot in football. I don't think there's much to read into it. But I remember the tweet ending with him saying that says a lot about how the players feel. But I don't agree with that. I think anyone can get angry at any side that they play for. But as I was saying, I think just bringing on Lamella and Winks, you know, I understood that maybe make one sub. Why not put on Vinicius though? That's what I don't understand. And then you just stick on Lamella and Winks. I mean, Winks was giving a ball away a fair bit. Lamella, Harry came to the passage to give to Son, and we were just defensively, we were just not there. I don't want to have a go at Joe Rodon, to be honest with you, because he's new. I don't want to pull the excuses out saying like he's young, you know, immune to mistakes. So he did make a mistake, but if you take that mistake away, I thought Rodon was actually very good vocally as a team player. Some of his clearances were great. I think mainly the issue was starting Ariane Doherty at the same starting 11 and just continuously still starting Dyer. Don't get me wrong, Dyer's improved, but can't be starting week in, week out. And that first goal, I mean, I know it's mixed, you know, Lloris's fault, Dyer's fault. You can't leave the ball for your keeper to make the save. You've got to be vocal. The communication. The reason why I'm raising my voice is because that first goal just really annoyed me.
Yeah. I mean, how detrimental do you reckon that is to our top 4 hopes this season?
Listen, I said my unpopular opinion. You weren't happy with it, but I can settle for this if we take our cup games more seriously. But still, we need to give that top 4 a push. It's going to be difficult now because, Liverpool are slightly more comfortably ahead of us. Those Muppets down the road, although we got 1 game in hand, they're now 3 points behind us. We played against a tough side, which I didn't even think we were going to win, but it's just the manner of how we lost it that's really annoyed me.
Yeah. How much blame do you lay on Jose's feet for tonight, or do you think it was more the players?
I blame Jose for the subs and, maybe... But then again, I'm just talking in hindsight because I didn't have too much of an issue when he was starting to put Doherty as a left wing back, because Doherty plays it as that for the Irish national team. But for me, mainly, it's definitely the decision of subs. But do you know what it is? It's just really annoying because with lockdown, we're all going through some difficult times. I've had a very difficult past few weeks, and I'm sure there's Tottenham fans on this chat, maybe some you're about to interview, that have had it way worse than I have. And when you just rely on Tottenham to just try and improve your mood, and it just goes the complete opposite way, even though it was against Liverpool, it's really a massive hit in the gut. It really is. It's just the worst ever feeling.
Yeah.
You know what they say about Tottenham? They'll always let you down.
Yeah. Partly that as well.
Yeah.
But look, is there any positive to take out of this? Or Harry Kane out now for the next 2-3 weeks minimum, apparently.
Is that a positive? No.
Is there any positives to take from this game to look forward to? We got games coming up like Chelsea, Man City, West Ham, Everton.
So what you got to understand is that we don't know for sure if it's 2 to 3 weeks, because Jose Mourinho just loves to put in their mind game when it comes to injuries. He said that Son was going to be out for a while. We saw him play the game after, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with Kane, but what needs to happen right now is that when you make signings like Vinicius, you need to use him. Don't use your experienced players that have been here longer than him. You got to use a striker, someone whose primary role is as a striker. It's going to be a difficult run, I can't lie, but I think we've got also, the only positive I can see is that our injury issues isn't quite as bad as last season when it was almost an entire starting 11 injured.
It's only just the start, mate.
Yeah, well,
long way to go in the season. Yeah,
it is.
I tell you that.
Yeah, Hospital FC back again.
Sam, thanks for coming on, man.
Nice one, Sam.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good to see you.
Touch you in a bit.
Who is next up?
Yeah.
Jack.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Jack. How's it going, mate?
Hey, Jack, mate. Oh.
Jack?
He's getting his headphones
You got the right headphones in now?
Hello?
Can you hear me all right? I'm putting in the headphones.
There you go.
Now we can hear
Beautiful.
you.
All right.
Liverpool.
I assume we're sad and disappointed.
We are very sad and disappointed.
Just kind of try and dissect what went wrong today.
It's hard to say what went wrong because it felt like when I was watching the first 20 minutes, I was so ecstatic with how good we looked, especially like we've said probably and will say a billion times, when we had Harry on the pitch, we looked very dangerous. Mostly because Harry, like you said, is our best striker and our best midfielder and our best number 9 and our best number 10. He was playing very dangerous balls in behind the defense that Matip especially was having trouble with, and it felt like like you said, if we had Harry on the pitch, it could have been a very different game. But I guess we can go deeper into when Harry went off the pitch. It seemed to all go wrong.
Mourinho blamed the defeat pretty much solely on individual defensive mistakes. Do you think he's correct on that, or do you think he takes a lot of responsibility as well for the substitutions he made at half-time?
Substitutions, I think, were atrocious, but I wouldn't say they're my biggest problem. I would actually say sometimes we keep having the same story where we keep beating the same drum saying, oh, it's the individual mistakes. We need to buy new defenders who won't commit individual mistakes, which in my opinion is unrealistic because we play, even though I'm a huge Jose supporter and I'm almost a Jose ultra, I would say, and that I'm almost blind in support of him. But I know all of his flaws and I recognize all of the things that he does wrong. And we play, especially in a game like this, we play very negative football in the sense that we do sit back, we do play like Burnley in a game like this, and we try to get them on the counter. And it just seemed like when you are asking your defenders to play defense for 80%, where Liverpool has 70% possessions, 80% possession, sitting right at top of our box, you are asking a lot of our defenders, and there will be an individual mistake. And that's just because I think we play slightly negative football. But that's not to say that the negative football doesn't get us incredible results. But that's just, I think, the problem with Jose is with this negative type defending football, we ask a lot of our defenders, and our defenders get put on the spotlight and look like they're not up for it, when in fact I think sometimes they are playing quite well. So that's a controversial opinion.
With Harry Kane going off injured today, reports are saying he's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously, in that period of time, we got Brighton, Chelsea, West Brom, Everton in the cup, potentially Man City as well. How detrimental will that be for us?
Detrimental in that we don't have anyone else who can play those balls in behind. The one who can come in from the center back, pull the center back into the midfield, and turn him and play the ball in behind Son. I mean, it's our go-to, and it's almost unguardable, and it's almost unbeatable. But now that Kane is gone, it's very scary. I mean, you need to be world class what he does, the way that he can turn and play the ball in behind to Son every time on the counter. And it's difficult to say. I don't think Vinicius can do that. I like Vinicius, but I know he can't do that yet. Lamella maybe has a chance of doing that, but he can't hold up the ball like Kane can, and so it's going to be a struggle for us. We might go back to the last season of lobbing balls up to Lucas Moura, and we know how that went. But it's going to be tough. But who knows? Like someone just said, maybe Jose's just playing the tactics, and he might just be back next week.
If he's not back, do you feel like Vinicius is the answer? Do you think Mourinho will put his trust in Vinicius? Or do you think maybe it's time for someone like Gareth Bale to step forward, playing on the right wing, maybe Son up top, or maybe Bale up top and Son on the left and Bergwijn on the right, something like that? What would you want to see?
I think that's a great suggestion. I would rather go with that. I would rather see Gareth play more. I would rather see, because Gareth can do a lot of similar, world-class ability kind of plays similar to Harry. Obviously, they're different players, different play style, but they are capable of world-class moments. And it's as good as Vinicius is, and as much as I love him on the team, and I loved watching that Spurs documentary about his life where he chats with Lucas. If you guys haven't seen that,
I saw it, yeah.
Check out. And so that made me tear up about him, and so I love him. But do I think he can produce what Gareth could produce for us? Probably not. And so, yeah, I think that's a good suggestion, Ben. I think we should have Gareth.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Jack.
Nice one, Jack. Good to speak to you, mate.
Good to speak to you. See
Come on.
you soon.
A couple of super chats here. One from Tony Antonio says, you ain't going to get in the top 4 with championship players like Dyer, Winks, Lamella, Davis, just to name a few. Stop playing these players. He's very angry. TJ Lewis says, did no one tell the lads that Liverpool's second goal was disallowed? We looked so deflated the rest of the match. I'm fuming. Yeah, I mean,
True.
They did. That was one of the things that annoyed me the most.
We looked defeated halfway through a game today.
When you still just got to fight your way through it, you got to try and fight back, and we felt like we gave up.
The mentality was shot today, man.
Just gave up.
It was rubbish. All right, who's on next? Alex. Yes, Alex.
Hey, guys.
Man.
Good, you right?
Yeah. We know.
Yeah.
Let
it
if
out.
If anyone wants positivity, now's your time to leave. but don't.
Come on then. Give it to me.
what can I say? I mean, it was just awful, wasn't it? It was just absolutely shocking. Like, in these games, this was a massive game today. Let's be honest. Who did we really think? We had a great chance winning, especially after the
20
regular
minutes.
news.
We looked good today.
We did look good, and then the mentality just it was like a switch flicked. That was it. But let's be honest. You want the team, even though maybe you don't think, we're not definitely going to beat this lot. We at least want to show up for quite a lot of the game, not 20 minutes, not just 20 minutes. It just wasn't good enough. I mean, look, where to start even? I think you got to start. I think firstly the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, bunch of clowns, absolute clowns.
Yeah.
Aurier just confuses me. I have so much confusion with this man. Like, what is an Aurier? He does well. He does well for periods of the season, and then I don't know. And then just absolutely does awful. Eric Dyer. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. People saying that it's not Mourinho's fault, right? And I do agree. It's not. You don't just say a lot of this was on the players today. Absolutely, right? But the manager also has to take responsibility because he's now picked Eric Dyer for about a year, over a year now since being in charge.
He's an undroppable. Why the hell is he an undroppable? It makes no sense.
I don't understand it. I have no clue why Eric Dyer is even still a Tottenham player in 2021. Like, seriously, what is this? There was a reason Pochettino was phasing him out at the end of his tenure, and we're seeing it now. Awful defending from him. Joe Rodon gets a nice free pass, sort of. I think. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit unfair to say on the other defenders, but he obviously is new, and I think Mourinho's right. You should play him in the next game. Because he did make a massive mistake, but that tackle on Mane he had, or he did, was brilliant. He was when he's played, he looks comfortable. Maybe he's just got a bit of Davinson Sanchez syndrome. The one mistake in him per game currently, but he's barely played in the league, so you gotta just let him off. Ben Davis, part of the clown squad. Doherty, I'm not. Oh my goodness! What a player! What a player Doherty is in the worst kind of way. Honestly,
have you seen one thing about Matt Doherty that makes you think that we're not going to want to go and sell him in the summer?
Oh no, he almost scored in the first game he played for us. So he almost scored, guys. Come on, be a bit kinder. Honestly.
Do you think Mourinho got the setup wrong from the beginning, or do you think he was the right to go for five at the back?
Well, when we played the five at the back, we looked pretty good actually. It was Sheffield we played against?
Yeah, last game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we did play the bottom of the league with the five at the back. So, but I can understand when you're struggling to put wins together, you do tend to stick with what works. So I don't think it's necessarily the formation's fault. As you said, it was the first 20 minutes we played were pretty good, and it seemed to be working decently well. Some players were still not playing very well. Doherty, for example, it was. I think it was just mentality. I don't think it was Leicester probably the last time we saw this, and Everton. I mean, it's just every so often we have these games where it just. The mentality just switches back to Spursy, to be honest. To put it to a word, and it's really not good enough. And if Harry Kane's out for 2 or 3 weeks, apparently he's got an injury on both ankles.
You saw that when they got both his ankles, didn't he? He was down for about 5 minutes with his one ankle, and then we're like, okay, he walks it off, and then he gets his other ankle done. I'm like, oh god! And Kane and his ankles as well. The ankle injury for Kane is usually a bad one because he's had it before, and ankle injuries can reoccur because they don't really heal properly. Ankles. Would you like to see Bale given a run in the central spot? if Kane is out. Do you think this could be an opportunity for him?
Yeah, I do think so, but I'm not going to get overexcited about it. He did play well against Wickham.
Yep.
Come
Good old
on,
Wickham.
get overexcited.
But,
Everyone saw that highlight reel.
but I'd like to ask a question. Where's Vinicius? Why is he at the club? Where is he? Joe said clearly doesn't fancy him. Why? You take Harry Kane. He complains all summer about not having a striker and doesn't play him. It's like, and whenever he has come on, granted against very weak opposition, he's done pretty well. He's done what's needed. He's got assists or goals.
Apart from the last game he played, he was awful,
and
though, wasn't
he's
he?
performed.
Against, was it Wickham? He was awful.
Which game was that?
He was awful against Wickham.
Was it? Oh, well then, maybe there's your answer. Maybe you answer my question. Look, oh my goodness, honestly, it's just so depressing right now because that lot from down the road are gaining on us, and we have honestly, we should really do this ourselves. I think
all of a sudden we want United to win again.
Look, we got Brighton next game. Let's just hope we can get 3 points there.
Yeah, is that away or at home? I can't remember.
It's
We're
away.
away. I think we played them at home
away.
already.
Oh, that's fun.
We got them away, and then we got Chelsea. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel's first fucking
God.
win.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. But we're not going to get any reinforcements. It seems Dele Alli still can't even get a game whatsoever. But the only if there is a positive, the top 10 is still very condensed. Look at Man United; they dropped 3 points yesterday from a position where they really shouldn't have. People are dropping points. It's a weird season. West Ham are doing well. That's how you know it's a weird season. Honestly. It's worrying, guys. It's really worrying because it's 2 wins in 8 now, and how far are we with Chelsea?
We're 3 points ahead.
What, are they level points with Arsenal?
3 points
Chelsea?
ahead.
Huh?
Are they level points?
Yeah,
with
they're
Arsenal?
level, and we have a game in hand on them. Yeah.
Oh, well, they sacked Frank Lampard for I know a lot of other reasons, but look where they are and where we are. I'm not calling for Mourinho's head. 'Cause I think it was mad to sack Frank Lampard. I think you have to give him to the end of the season, in my view. But I think you give me into the end of the season, you just assess where we are because he doesn't seem to be able to kick these defensive mistakes out of players, and whether that's his fault or not is debatable because obviously these are football players who have to take responsibility.
Players are not good enough.
I agree. I agree,
enough.
and
These
that isn't.
defensive
He wanted
players-
to top.
Our defence hasn't been good enough for years now.
I'll put it this way. When in the final year at Man United, what did he want in the summer? Top quality centre back. What has he wanted this past summer and probably wanted going into this window? Top quality centre back. Hasn't got it.
Yeah.
See what I mean? And that's why I'm sure that's going to be our focus in the summer because it's getting ridiculous now how poor the defence is. Right back situation still needs more competition, better competition than what we've got. I mean, both of them are clowns. Honestly.
But
but look,
one, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. No, look.
What can I say?
No,
what can I say after that?
Anyway,
All
nice
right,
one,
Alex,
mate.
thanks for
Cheers, have
coming
you
on,
on.
man.
Thanks, guys.
Nice one, Alex. Speak to you in a bit.
Cheers.
We got some super chats here. One from Annick says, "Sorry, I can't join today. It's 5 a.m. But to summarise, we lost due to defensive mistakes. A big positive is today we worked the ball. Only more creativity needed. Also, Roden was top notch. I see progress. Yeah, don't disagree with that. Apart from that, so poor that mistake he made." Will Stewart says, "Too angry to come on. Bad choice bringing on Lamela instead of Vinicius. That change took Son out of the match. He gave the ball away and killed our transition. Vinicius couldn't have been worse. To be honest, from what I saw from Lamela, I would have rather Vinicius than that."
Lamela was shy. Winks was even worse. But let's get
Yeah, he should have brought Sissoko on. I
Let's
think
get
it's
Marcelo on.
Mark Dorset,
All right.
welcome to Silver. I think that's it.
Let's go for Marcelo, man. I can see him. He's itching to get on. Itching. Marcelo.
No. You look like you need a drink, Marcelo.
I need an energy drink right now, bro. That because that performance, that performance was dead, bro. That performance was dead. Højbjerg, big yourself. He's the only one that can walk out of there with his head held high. He wanted to win that game. You can see, he wanted to win that game. As far as man, look, I've been saying about these center backs. Sanchez, Dyer, Rodon. He had a good game, but he didn't make that mistake. But when you put a 23-year-old, it's gonna happen. For me, like he has room to learn. But with Dyer, like ball watching, it's just inexcusable. Some of these mistakes that he's making. Like how long has he been with us? How long has he been in the Premier League? It's crazy. Davies just getting spun over and over again. It's listen, man. I know it's not easy. I know it's a little bit a little bit delusional for me to say, but if we really want to do anything this season, Milinkovic has a $25 million release clause.
Is that
I say just go for it. I say go for it. Listen, is that it? He has a $25 million release clause. If we have any ambition for this season, if we want to go get top 4 in trophies, you gotta dig in your pocket a little bit. $25 million. Now you can't tell me I'm being delusional. You can't tell me I'm being crazy. We can do it. That's a doable deal. He's a top class center back. Just get the deal done.
And then we don't
get
just quota in our squad for foreign players.
Just remove Sanchez. Terminate the contract. Remove him. Like I'm done. No, man. I'm really.
Assuming we don't.
It's the usual suspects.
Yeah, but assuming we don't make a transfer, what can we achieve this season in the league?
In the league, we can still get top 4. Technically, I guess. Okay. Leicester last season, They blew top 4. They can do it again. They can. Leicester usually a team that runs well on form. They usually go on a good form and then they kind of dip. It's very usual like that for them. I think Liverpool, just because Liverpool beat us today doesn't mean anything. Listen, we're talking Dr. Tottenham. This was Dr. Tottenham, bro. I'm telling you. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool goes out there and loses to West Ham. I'm telling you, bro. This was just Liverpool weren't like Liverpool. Okay, they were the better team, but this wasn't like Liverpool just absolutely just destroying us. It was 3 stupid individual mistakes. Like Dyer ball watching, Lloris palming it to Trent. Rodon with that stupid chest to Mane.
Do you think Mourinho set up in the right way at the beginning of the game? Having Doherty on the left, Aurier on the right, the 3 centre-backs and the 2 in midfield. Do you think he set up in the right way? And also, what do you think of his substitutions at half-time, bringing Winks and Lamela on? I know Kane was injured, but he had to take him off and taking Aurier off. Yeah. How much blame does he have?
I thought the system at the beginning was fine. I actually felt we looked good in the first half, even though we conceded the goal. I felt like we were looking positive. We're looking a little bit compact. The goal. The goal in right before halftime. It's absolutely crushing. It's so crushing to a team. But I felt like the first half we looked good. I thought the system. The 3 at the back. I've been calling for it. I call it sometimes. I think it was a good idea and it was working. And then for some reason we make one mistakes, and then he just subs off Aurier. And then he puts Winks and Lamela. Like, for example, honestly, I'm kind of wondering, did Mourinho even want Vinicius? Like, are we, do we even have any intent on playing him? Because I'm sorry, but if you're choosing Lamela as a striker, or as a forward over Vinicius, then we might as well just ship him back to Benfica. Why are we paying his wages? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I can't explain that. That makes no sense. So I'll criticize Jose on that. I think Winks. Listen, if you put Winks and he has a disaster class, everybody's saying, "Oh, you should put Sissoko." And then you put Sissoko and he has a disaster class. You say you should have put in Winks. At
least Sissoko
it's the same
gives us
shit,
a presence
man.
in there, though.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like the issue is, man, it's not Mourinho. It's really not. We lost due to stupid individual mistakes, and last season it was the same thing. He needs another summer. He needs another backing. He can't go on like this, man. I mean, like really, I said it. I said it. He needs to drop Dyer. He needs to drop some of these players. But the thing is, the issue is he can't drop Dyer because if he drops Dyer, then it's Sanchez. Toby, for some reason, just doesn't seem like he's doing his thing. But it's like we're just in a shit mess, man. It's shit. It's just shit. Like, let's be real here.
I agree. Also, what last question, Marcelo? Do you think with Kane being out for a few weeks, could Bale have a run? Do you reckon? Would you go with Bale up front? Is that an option we could look at?
I mean, I would like Bale. Bale or Vinicius, both are fine. I think Bale has a little bit more quality. I think maybe playing him as a false nine, could be something we could work on. But it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, first off, I can't believe it, man. Kane getting injured. It's just like when it rains, it fucking pours, man. Right? Like, really, like, why always us? You know what I mean? When it gets bad, it really gets to worse, man. Wow. Like, I can't believe it. This club is cursed. Absolutely. And let's hope. Listen, I just hope he comes back for the League Cup final. That's all I'm praying for. I'm just hoping he comes back and he gets a few games before the League Cup final, because if he's not there, we are screwed. We are screwed, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, listen, I'll play Bale or Vinicius, one of them. I am Bale, actually, because he has more quality.
All right, Marcelo. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, man. Come on, man. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go.
Come on.
On to Brighton. We can
Keep
do
the
this.
positivity, Marcelo. Keep the faith. Keep the passion.
Yeah.
Keep the love. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.
Got a super chat here from Patrick B. He says, this result wasn't the best, but there were some positives. Højbjerg was brilliant and Rodon was great apart from his mistake. Yeah, I guess that's true, but it's just the rest of the team was shite.
Who's up next?
Oh, David.
David Harris. Yes, David.
Yes, David.
Liverpool
Oh,
3,
yeah, lads.
Tottenham 1. Give it to me. What went wrong today?
Look, lads, it's just the mentality. It's a number of things. Look, it's hard for me. I think anyone that criticises Jose for today's performance is stupid, and let me tell you why. It's the same players that were playing under Poch in the squad that are playing under Mourinho. It's the common denominator. Anytime we have a chance of being on the cusp of doing something special and something great, the players always let us down. The players let us down. And for me, look, I don't even want to criticise the players anymore. For me, I'm looking at the board now, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but lads, if you buy cheap, you're going to get mistakes. You're going to buy mistake. You're going to get mistakes. A player is always going to make an individual error, and it's costing us right now. It is costing us. Like we need to start being more ambitious in the transfer market.
What players you talking? I'm guessing you're talking about Matt Doherty being one of them.
Yeah, tell me about Doherty today, man. I know we've tried to make it work. I know you don't back him just because he's Irish. I know that, but I'm just saying he started on the left today. Didn't really convince me when he was on the ball. I thought he looked better on the left than he was on the right, to be fair. But in a weird way. But and then the decision to take off Aurier at half time. Do you think Doherty was kind of always going to fail in that position when he's got to track Mane all by himself? Or do you think that Mourinho was right to keep him on ahead of Aurier?
Look, first of all, what I want to say is send Matt Doherty back to the League of Ireland. It's his standard. It's shit. At the end of the day, it's as simple as that. For me, look, what was Mourinho supposed to do? Like, if he put Tanganga in at left back, people would have said, "Oh, why didn't you play Matt Doherty there? Or why didn't you try?" Like, you know what I mean? The thing is, it's the same. Like, a lot of Spurs fans were calling for a back five going into this game. Loads of Spurs fans were calling for a back five going into this game. And at the end of the day, like, he gave the back five, and now people are saying, "Oh, why did he go with a back five?" It's like saying with the substitutions. He made a couple of substitutions today. But, like, if he would have made other substitutions and it didn't work out, they would have said, "Oh, like, if he didn't bring on Winks and Lucas today, they would have said, "Oh, why didn't you bring on Winks? Why didn't you bring on Lucas? Or why didn't you bring on Bale?" at the end of the day, like, it's not Mourinho's fault. It's the players. But then you can't keep blaming the players. They're finding themselves at a club where they're not at the level for it. So it's the board. I really don't want to be getting on Jose's back. Look, it was a very poor performance. Lloris was a disaster today. For me, the first goal, as much as Dyer and Davies were at fault for that line, it was a poor line they held, and they were deep for them where they should have been. As much as you blame Aurier and Rodon for letting Mane run without tracking him, and then you have Dyer, who wasn't even aware where Firmino was. He had 4 or 5 yards on him. Firmino still got the ball ahead of him, but it was in the 6-yard box. Lloris has to come out and claim that, lads. He has to come out and claim that. He has to be brave. He has to fight his cojones. He can't be afraid of getting smashed. You come out and you claim it. Then you look at the second goal straight after half time. Like, it's inexcusable. And look, Winks wasn't the only problem today, lads. As poor as he was. But the thing is, I have said before, anytime the guy plays, we lose the midfield battle completely, and it was shown again there today. Do you know what I mean? It's just a load of things wrong, lads. There's probably too much to talk about.
I want to go back to your point you were making on the board. You say it's the board's fault, and the board have come under a lot of criticism in the past kind of 5 to 10 years, being like, what, since ENIC have come, we've had 2 trophies, 2 League Cups, 1999 and 2000.
That wasn't even ENIC.
That wasn't even ENIC, 99. Yeah, you're right. So just one in 2008. But in the last 2 transfer windows, in the last transfer window, we were the biggest spenders in the Premier League, bringing in Ndombele, Giovanni Lo Celso, Ryan Sessegnon. In the next transfer window, every single Spurs fan was delighted, ecstatic with the way the transfer window went. So what more can they do in recent history? I'm talking about the last 2 years here.
Yeah, look, first of all, what I will say, ENIC is an investment firm. Investment firms only invest in a short thing. They know they're going to sell this club on for profit. It's a self-run club off its own money. They don't put any money into the club at all, really, to be honest with you, right? So they're never going to put their hands in the pocket. But like, as Spurs fans, we all lap up these excuses like, you know, we can't buy foreign, we have to buy English, and the money's not there, this, that, and the other. But like, they're an investment firm. They own billions of pounds. Like, what we're saying is put your hands in your pocket and give us what we need when we're struggling. Like, we're on the cusp. We're in a dangerous position at the minute where we drop out of the top 6, and then we're also in a weird position where we can kind of push on and be a champion. Do you know what I mean? So for me, before the transfer window closes, you put your hands in your pocket and you give Mourinho what you want. You've been hanging for Mourinho for so long. You finally got him. You back him. I don't care where you get the money from. You find it. You find it. There's championship clubs that spend more for us. And then you talk about the business. You bring in Sessegnon. He's now out on loan. When we needed the players to come in and push for first team spots, we're buying in a player and sending him out on loan. Okay, Ndombele, he's took a year, but he's working now. He's a lot better now. So in a way, in hindsight, that has kind of worked out. But the Lo Celso deal, as much promise as he has, like, he hasn't really worked out yet. He just hasn't worked out. Like, and if we would have just pushed the ball out that bit extra, we would have got Bruno Fernandes. We could be talking about a complete different Tottenham team right now. So, like, as much as we sit here and say, like, about the money we've spent, it's how we spend it. It's how we spend it. Like, if you just push that ball out that little bit further, you're getting that more quality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the Spurs fans were ecstatic with the business that we did in the summer. So in hindsight, everyone's a genius. You know what I mean? You can look at it back. You can look back 3 months and be like, oh, he's a shit signing. He's a shit signing. But the board gave us what we wanted in the summer.
Right. Yeah. What I said to you there, Ben, is so for me, look, the reason why we were so ecstatic, and let's not hide the reason, is because we failed to spend in other windows properly. So we were ecstatic with them windows. Had we spent in them windows and then we had the windows we had, would we be ecstatic, or would we be sitting here questioning the players we're bringing in? I think we'd be questioning the players and the caliber we're bringing in if we would have invested over them other windows. I firmly believe we got gassed up because we didn't spend in other windows.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
With Kane now injured for however long, who do you give a run up front to? Do you put Son there? Do you put Vinicius there? Or do you maybe even think about putting Bale there? David Harris. Give him a run.
No, in all seriousness, look, there was a lot. Sorry, just before I answer that, there was a lot of talk about Vinicius. I get where they're coming from. I get why the question's being asked. But if he would have took his chance at Wickham, he would have 100% came off the bench there today and replaced Harry Kane. But he was very poor against Wickham. Now, look, there's a number of reasons why his chances are limited. When you're coming into a squad and you're trying to get into a first team, your chances, it's natural your chances are going to be limited. So when they come to you, it's up to you to take them. Do you know what I mean? Look, so for me, I just wanted to say that. Sorry, Sim, what was your question again? Sorry.
Who up front? Who would you like to give a run to? Son? Would you give Son a chance there? Do you give Vinicius there, or Bale even?
No, look, I don't like Son up top. I think his best position for Tottenham is out left. It always has been. And then you go between Bale and Vinicius. Look, personally, I would actually give Vinicius the game against Brighton. And if it's not working off, take him off and bring on Bale. Or vice versa. But give both of them a chance against Brighton and see what happens. Look, I just want to say to all Spurs fans out there as well, is I know today is disappointing. It's a big loss. And to be honest with you, it's a humiliating loss. We showed no passion. We showed no desire. And we didn't want the 3 points today. At the end of the day, they were a wounded animal. And they came out and showed fight and got the 3 points. But one thing I do want to say is everyone just get behind the team. Just get behind the team. Get behind the players. Get behind the manager. After a big loss like this is the perfect time for us to all galvanise together and push in the one direction and just get behind everybody and push us on for greatness. Let's not be a divided fan base right now and talk about a lot of different things and be separated on it. Let's just all get behind Tottenham. Let's all just give the boys the support, the manager the support, and let's push on. At the end of the day, the wheels only go round on a bus. It's a cycle. Do you know what I mean? A loss happens. It's just a bump in the road. But we can definitely push on, lads. And just pick ourselves up against Brighton and we go again.
Well said,
All
David.
right, nice one, David.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for coming on.
See you later, lads. Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
All right.
Love that passion from David at the end.
Course.
Absolutely love it.
He always knows how to G up the crowd. David Harris.
Who is on next? Lily White Lane.
We got a super chat here again from Will Stewart. Just before we get him on, says Bale, Vinicius, the kit man, for God's sake, as long as Lamella stays at home.
Right.
And then TJ Lewis says, if we achieved anything in the league as of late, it's giving rival teams their form back. Chelsea is salivating at playing us next week.
Literally.
They might well be with their new manager and everything.
Yeah, with their 1,000 passes a game without doing anything.
Pass
Did you
us
see
to death.
the Chelsea Twitter tweeting about it?
Yeah, I didn't even end it like so stupid.
At least something could cheer me up. But anyway, let's get Lily White Lane on. Hello, mate. How's it going? You're on mute, I think.
Sorry about that, lads.
That's good.
It's all right, mate.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Obviously, an absolutely gutting loss today. What do you put it down to?
Well, there was a lot of issues for me. I don't think the team selection was honestly right. I think we needed a player such as Sissoko when they're, putting two in midfield, kind of, and Domblake, whether it was four in midfield and kind of the wing backs pressing high. I think the team selection wasn't the greatest, and whether it was Harry Winks or Sissoko, we needed someone to dominate that midfield area alongside Højbjerg. And for me, it should have been Sissoko, and I think Sissoko definitely should have got a run in this game. But I also put it down to these players. There was no spine, there was no aggression. We just didn't look like we wanted to go for it. And in that first half, I think we were brilliant. I think we held on really, really well. I think we were dropping back when we needed to, doing good defensively. And yeah, I don't think that was an offside goal. Whatever it was, like an arm offside. It is getting to a point where VAR is just starting to really frustrate me. But, we had that disallowed goal and we were flying. We were doing really, really well. And all of a sudden, Firmino, he loves a goal against Tottenham, comes in, and it's just sloppy mistakes which come to cost us. And honestly, I feel like wrapping it up here on a massive... It wasn't even a bad team performance. I don't think the team performance was that bad. I think it was individual errors and players letting us down. The first goal, Hugo Lloris. The second goal, Eric Dyer. The third goal conceded. I put that one down to Rodon. And it's just silly mistakes. And if we want to consider ourselves title contenders, if we want to go for trophies, I don't think Eric Dyer is the answer to having in that centre half position. And what also frustrated me is, and Dele Alli's situation, that's all going a bit mental now, whether it's going to continue on to the summer or happen here. My thoughts on that, I think Dele Alli, he's a fantastic player, right? But I'm going to go on to it here and I'm going to say, Dele Alli got criticised when he had an okay performance against Stoke. An all right performance, nothing too wrong, nothing too bad. Yet Eric Dyer constantly cost us points. When has Jose Mourinho called out Eric Dyer? When has Eric Dyer been publicly called out, and just things like that. Little things frustrate me, but as I say, sloppy mistakes, constantly letting us down, costing us points, and it's a game I thought we were going to win. I come into this game with so much confidence, thinking they beat us at Anfield. It's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this time, N17 White Hart Lane, and we just bottled it. And it's frustrating, it's gutting, I'm fuming. So many emotions running through me.
Moving on from this game, who would you like to see play, and who would you like to see taken out the team now? Because surely something needs to change if we're going to go on a run now.
Honestly, I think Ben Davies, and here and there he can have a good performance, but the guy's had about a good 6 years right now to adjust into that left back position, or whether he's playing as a centre half, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't properly proved himself. Eric Dyer as well, he's been very hit and miss, whether he played as a central defensive midfielder for a while, a DM, or ever since he's been a centre half. I thought Dyer was really good at the beginning of the season, and everyone was really good at the beginning of the season, but we keep letting ourselves down. For example, ever since that Liverpool loss, our form's been very on and off. We've been winning games here and there, a draw here and there, and it's sloppy mistakes which keep on costing us points. For example, I'm going to drag it back, the Wolves game, the Palace game, just so many games that we could have won, even the West Ham game. But at the end, our defence goes sloppy. We let ourselves down with these silly mistakes. And Jose Mourinho, some people criticising Jose Mourinho. Yes, I think it's fair to give him criticism on the lineup, but you can't criticise him. If you want to criticise him, look at all the trophies he's won at every single club. It's the players that we've got. And honestly, apart from Kane, Son and Højbjerg, and maybe Tanguy and Ndombele getting in there right now, our team would collapse. And Harry Kane, this injury is going to really hurt us.
Who'd you like to see step up in his place? Who'd you give a run to if Kane is injured?
Honestly, I'd have to go at Vinicius, and people saying Bale as well. I think Bale's, he's still okay, but for me, Bale, everyone brought him back expecting him to be, well, not expecting him to be like he was in 2011-12, but at least half the player he was, expecting him to be, really, really good. And he's come back and he hasn't really done much. He hasn't really proved himself. He hasn't really done anything too special. So for me, Vinicius, all the opportunities he's gotten, he hasn't really had a bad performance so far. He's a good target man, steps up, goes as our centre forward. Someone plays the ball due to him and he'll put it in the back of the net. And that's what we've been looking for so long, a good target man and good backup striker. And if Kane goes out, I don't want to see Sonny take over as our centre forward, because I think he should stick with the left wing. Son's best at running onto things. He can't sit back and do all the defensive work that Kane has to as well with the team. So for me, Son stays left wing, and I think Vinicius definitely should be our striker up there. And also, I'm sorry I can't be positive today, guys, but there's just so many issues that I just take out of this, and it's frustrating because it's the same things that keep on costing us points every single game, and it's like the same things happening every 1 or 2 weeks, and I'm getting a bit sick of it.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel, but mate, thanks a lot for coming on. Absolutely brilliant interview again.
Always great.
And yeah, another opportunity to plug yourself and to plug all your YouTube channels, or your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I've got a channel on YouTube, Lily White Lane, all kinds of Tottenham Hotspur content, previews, predicted lineups, everything on there. So if you are watching this, please drop a sub on my channel. You'd be doing me a massive favour, and really do appreciate it. As I say, thank you for letting me come on once again, lads. I really enjoy coming on these, and take care.
Yeah,
nice one.
We enjoy having you on. Thanks for coming on, man.
Cheers, mate.
Everyone go and subscribe to Lily White Lane. Absolutely brilliant Spurs content. Let's move on.
Ariane. He's there. No?
How's it going, man? Ariane?
He's frozen.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, there he is.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, good, man. I've been crying for a bit, but I'm alright.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
What went wrong today?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I think there's a bit of a lag because I asked that about a minute ago. Try disconnect because there's a really bad connection.
Losing against Liverpool.
She's going to hear that in a minute.
Try disconnect and come back because it's a very bad connection issue there. But let's keep going.
There's Josh. I saw Josh there. Is not Josh there?
Keep rolling.
Josh, you need to pull over, mate.
Yeah, Josh, you need to pull over.
Pull over, Josh. We click some tweets in the meantime. Oh, is Ariel there?
Yo, Josh is there. Josh is there.
He's pulled over.
How's it going, man?
I was, yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry, man. I was just, I just had to get out of the car quickly, innit? I just saw Liverpool. I saw Scouser, man. Knocked him out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 points.
Needs to be done.
Yeah, man.
Have you got samosas then?
The only 3 points you're getting today is for your driving, Josh.
Do you know what? I was going to say, man, blimmin' hell, I've got more chance of getting 3 points going down round the corner than Spurs have at the moment, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Guys, you know what? Look, listen, a lot of negativity. And this is what I'm going to say, right? At the end of the day, right? There's 2 ways to lose a football match, right? And there's the first way to lose a football match is to lie down and get beat. There's another way to lose a football match or any game of sport, which is to have a go and put your hand up and say you were the better team on the day. And I'm just going to say this about our club today, yeah? We had a crack. Yeah? We tried. Jose tried. You know, he tried to stifle the midfield with the formation. You know, we did create chances in the first half. We didn't lie down and go out there and put the bus behind the ball. And I'm proud of us. And I'm proud of Jose for having a go. And that first 25 minutes, even the first half, there were chances left and right. Even when we went 2-0 down, we had a crack and we scored. So there's a lot of doom and gloom. And don't get me wrong, it was a poor performance from individuals. But as a team and the way we went out, the fact that we had a go, that makes me proud of my club. Because Bill Nicholson said it. He said, if you're going to lose with the echo of glory. Lose trying to win. And there's no harm in losing when you're trying to win. And we tried to take them on toe-to-toe. The difference was that Mane and Salah and Firmino, I guess, they were just at the races today, you know, and they were well up for it. You know, the stadium must have got them excited because they've never been in such a beautiful stadium. But, you know, I'm not that upset. I'm not that upset. We tried. And I said it on the last call. If Jose goes with 3 at the back, I respect him, even if he does that and he doesn't go for the bus. And today he tried. So I don't think it's too bad, guys. And it's only 3 points at the end of the day.
Where do you think it went wrong today? Do you think the way Jose set up in terms of a back 5, do you think that was the right initial call? And also, at half-time, he changed it, brought Winks on and Amela, and that didn't seem to work either. In fact, we probably looked a bit worse. But what would you have done at half-time?
Yeah. Look, at half-time, yeah, I think he was trying to win the midfield battle and trying to almost kind of create a balance where we can still be in the game, because you realise with Salah and Mane, they were causing too much damage. It was like literally Mane was, if it wasn't Mane, it was Salah. You know, it was like taking turns they were in terms of who can have a go at our defence. And I think he wanted to stifle the midfield and he wanted to get stuck into Liverpool's midfield. Because remember, if you bring on a striker, you're not really stifling the midfield. Yes, you can play long balls, but he wanted to break the game down in the middle of the park. So for me, Lamela and Winks, obviously midfielders, proven Premiership players to a certain standard. You know, he thought, you know, I'm going to try and get busy in the middle of the park. And I see where he's coming from a certain angle. Obviously, it didn't work out today. But then if you go back to the beginning of the game, in terms of the formation, we came out, we had a few chances. Son's heel, if Son's heel is like an inch forward, that's 1-0. You know, Son had another chance on goal. So we got beat by the better team, right? First of all, there's no harm in putting your hand up and saying we got beat by the better team on the night. There's no harm in that. And I think any football fan should learn to be honest with themselves before they can even have a crack at or have a moan at anyone about anything. Yes, we got a great squad. Yes, we got great players. But today, they just sniffed it out a little bit better than us, guys. But I don't think that it's as bad as we all think it is, because we had a crack. And I'm so proud of us for having a go and not parking the bus. And come on, guys, you know, I mean, we have to go. We can't go down, right, the route of we're crap, we're not good enough. You know, the players are not good enough. I'm happy that we had a go, and I'll stick by that, man. Honestly.
In terms of the Harry Kane injury, rumoured to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, how detrimental do you reckon that is for us?
Look, you know what? It's a massive loss, right? Let's be honest. Let's be frank. You know, I just took him out my fantasy team, man. Before the price goes down, it is a huge loss, and you know, it's going to affect our play, our system, our winning formula has its pretty much its main biggest ingredient taken out of it. But this is a test of Jose's managerial skills, because Jose, you know, it happened last season. It happened last season, and it's happened again, right? Jose knows how to deal with the squad. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I can hear someone else talking. Yeah, what I'm saying is, for Jose, this is a chance now for him to show what he's made of. This is a chance for him to show what
Who does
he's
he
made
pick?
of.
Who does he pick? Vinicius, Bale, Son? Who goes up front?
I think Sonny can play up front, right? Vinicius has for me so far he's been great, but we haven't tested him in the big games enough. So there's an opportunity for Vinicius to stand up and be counted. There's an opportunity for Son to lead the line again, which he's done season after season. And this is not new for us. This is why we bought Vinicius. This is why we invested. So now's our time to spend the money, right, and use the money and see what Vinicius is made of, guys. So imagine we didn't sign him. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not the worst situation. We've got a striker up there. For me, he holds the ball up brilliantly. And if you get Son and Bergwijn linking in with him, this could be a little success story that comes out of it, which was Vinicius' time to stand up. And he might become a player that we do then go on to buy and rely on the future. So, yeah, it's bad news. Look, I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. It is awful news. It's an awful result. And those awful mistakes. But I felt like we had a go. And the fact that we had a go, I'm proud. Right? And we're going to use the squad now. We're going to use the squad. As long as he's fit for the final, hopefully, fingers crossed, or just a couple of games before the final, for me, that's more important. But yeah, it's all good, man. Let's pick up Carlos Vinicius. You know what I mean? Let's give him a chance.
Do you not think that this could be a success story for Gareth Bale potentially?
It could be, guys. It could be. You know what? He's for me, he's still a cameo, man. But listen, against the lesser teams, the next game, maybe we start him. But the thing with Gareth Bale is if you start him, you can't pull him off. Well, Jose is one of the only managers in world football that pulls off a player before half-time. And he's shown that time and time again. So do you put on Gareth and he's having an awful 45 minutes and then pull him off at half-time and ruin kind of Gareth's image, your relationship with him, the belief from the fans? Or do you bring him on, which is a bit more safer because there's only 20 minutes to go and there's not much that can go wrong? So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
if
can he play
Jose...
worse than Matt Doherty played today and he played 90 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, look, Matt Doherty today, right? It was loose passes, but Sonny was loose passes. Dyer was loose passes. But, you know, for me, guys, I'll be honest, with Gareth Bale, I think against lesser teams, yeah, give him a chance now against the next game away at Brighton. Give him a chance. Do I start him? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd rather go Sonny, Vinicius and Bergwijn and bring Bale on. Bale's still not done enough to start. But, look, with Gareth Bale, right, if we start him, the fans are going to get on his back if he has a poor game. And I think Mourinho's trying to manage Bale's performances to the maximum he can give the team at the moment. He's just not fit enough. And he hasn't probably got the confidence because he hasn't banged in many goals. He's done a little bit here or there. But for me, Vinicius has to start next game. Has to start, man. But if he doesn't start, he's going to put Sonny on. Then we can start questioning Mourinho and what his tactics are. Because for me, and for most football fans out there, Vinicius has done enough to start away to Brighton. It's not Chelsea. It's not Man City. It's Brighton. Give the boy a chance, you know what I mean? Because he can lay the ball off, man, and he's got a finish on him. But it's not all doom and gloom, Tottenham fans. We had a go, and there's no harm in having a go and losing in anything in life. You had a go. We tried.
All right.
Nice one.
Can I just ask you, why are you always in a car when you call in?
I'm always in the car because I don't want to wake the house up. I don't want to wake the house up.
All right, cool.
And I'm just trying to be mindful because he's always late calls. But yeah, man, it's nice in the car. I've got my heated seats on. You know, I've got my little bar over here. It's all going on. We'll have a little Tottenham carpool thing one day.
Yeah, we
Drive
should
around
do.
and-
When we
carpool watch
listen,
along.
when it gets to cup final time, we'll do Chaz and Dave carpool karaoke.
Looking forward to
Mate,
it.
the car's white. The car's the right colour. So jump in. Let's go, man. We'll go for it.
I'm ready.
Looking
sing
forward
along.
to it.
Sing along.
Thanks for coming on
Wicked,
as
guys.
always, man.
Keep your chin up, boys. Next one, 3 points for sure. Let's keep going. Come on.
Sweet.
Up the Spurs.
See you later, guys.
Carpool karaoke sounds good, actually.
It does sound good.
Why
I'd love
not?
to go carpool karaoke with Josh.
100%. Let's do that.
All right, a few guests.
Ariane is back.
His internet is better. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I think it's a long lag.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I don't know how.
It's a really long delay from when you can hear us.
Just give your analysis. Just go on.
Yeah, just go for it for a few minutes and tell us what you thought of the game.
First of all, there's no shame in losing against Liverpool, right? Let me put it out there because I know obviously we all had bigger hopes to win the game. We were expecting to win the game. We were expecting to do well in this game because of Liverpool form. But it didn't happen that way. But first, Liverpool is a great team. Listen, first start of the season, if they told me we were going to lose against Liverpool, I'm not. I'm going to hold my hands up and say, all right, fine. But as long as we do well against other team, I was going to be fine with that. But one thing I'm going to say is all of us called for 5 at the back here before the game, and this is what Mourinho planned out as well. So it wasn't a bad tactics. The problem for me, when I look at the lineup at the beginning, I was only worried for Doherty playing left back. I was just hoping for Reggie to be fit for this game because I thought he was better suited. You can just recall the way Reggie played against Sheffield. If he was in this game, and I can guarantee you Trent was going to have problem. Trent wasn't worried today because he knew he was up against Doherty. So he wasn't that worried because at the end of the day, Son was kept coming inside. So then Trent had the license to keep coming up and up and up. And he wasn't worried to keep looking back because he knew that Doherty was not going to be a threat to him. So I was a bit, looking at the lineup, that was my kind of worry at the beginning. Because looking at Doherty, the way he's been performing so far this season, I wasn't really optimistic for him playing left back anyway. So, but what other choice Jose had? He had to play him. So there was no other choice to play either. Maybe Tanganga. But was he going to do any better than what Doherty did? You can't argue that, can you? So there was no better choice. If we had to play 5 at the back, he was always going to be Doherty. And obviously, he had a poor game, I believe. And again, man, this is what I think a few weeks ago I said to you guys here. Our problem always been when we play high line. Do you know when we play in high line, player like Dyer, even Toby or whoever we play at the back is like they can't deal with highline. When we play highline, this is why we always lose this game where we try to keep the ball and play a bit highline. Because in the first half, if you look at it, I saw at some point we like really forward, and then I was so worried because we up against players like Salah and Mane who are super fast and super great in counter attack. And Dyer, this is one of his weaknesses. Like he can't run back like. He's not good at that. He's good when he's close to the keeper, when he can just defend, put in challenges and blocks in. This is what Dyer is good at. And I can see that this is the same problem all of our defenders keep having in. So he was just bad. And for the goal, the first goal, obviously I saw people blaming Dyer, but I don't know what you guys are thinking, because I think Lloris acted like he was coming to collect the ball, but then ended up leaving it for Dyer, and then I was confused. Was there a shout from the keeper to Dyer to clear it, or was there a shout to Dyer for to the keeper to get the ball?
Someone's got to take command there. Someone's got to take command.
Yeah. Because I looked at it over and over again. That goal, that first goal, and you're looking at it like Dyer is looking at Lloris, and Lloris literally pulled his hand off as if to say to Dyer, "Oh, you clear it out." And then Dyer is looking at Lloris like, "Oh, you should have got the ball." And I was confused.
You got to blame both of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just Dyer, because I see a lot of people blaming Dyer. I don't think it's just on Dyer. I think it's both of them, because as the keeper as well, I know Lloris has been great for us. I don't want to criticize him, but as a keeper as well, he has to know that either he give a shout to the defender to clear it out, or he come out and collect the ball, because he can't just come out and pull out. Like, he literally came out and acted like left his hand like this as if to leave the ball passing. It was a bit confusing, and it was so poor, man. Last minute of the first half, it was so annoying, because I was happy 0-0 going in the first half, because I knew Jose was going to get onto the players and just get that first goal. The key in this game was just to get the first goal, not let Liverpool get that first goal. It's just playing Liverpool and City. It's 100% about getting the first goal, and they just panic. If you get the first goal playing against City and Liverpool, they would panic, and this is what happened. This is why we've had success against City in the past. If you look at it, when we score the first goal, they can't get anything out of the game, because we're so good. We can just drop deep now and play our own game, and then just counter them whenever we can. And this is what didn't work out. I know obviously there was a disallowed goal, but it was so annoying. Like, I was so frustrated in the first half when I literally conceded that goal, and the goal was so poor, man. So poor. Defensive mistake. Mourinho is right after the game. Like, literally, and I think indirectly, listen, And I like what David Harris said when he came on, and he literally said about the signing. Listen, we were all happy at the beginning of the season. We've made great. What we did well is we covered up all the position that we needed to cover. So that was great. But what we didn't realize is by covering all these positions that we needed, it wasn't quality enough. This is the problem. Like, you see, I'll give you just an example. Yeah, Liverpool bought Van Dijk. Van Dijk played with shit defenders, and he made them look better. This is literally how it is. Like, if you put good players and just in a position, he can make everyone around them better. Literally, it's as simple. I'll give you an example. Højbjerg, he made Ndombele look better, and Ndombele now feel the freedom of doing tricks and flicks here and there because he knows that behind him there's somebody that can protect him. This is what it is. And at the back, we so shocking. Whenever this is why at 100% I'm with Mourinho whenever he doesn't want to play up front sometimes, because if we do it, this is where you're gonna see all our weaknesses, because you're gonna see this defender making mistake after mistake. Those defenders, I cannot name you one of our defenders that can do one-on-one defending. Literally, I can't. If I go Dyer, Toby, one-on-one defending, you leave them one-on-one with any top striker in the Premier League, they're just gonna get beaten so easily. And this has been our weakness. They always have to get covered up by either another good centre back, which we don't have, and it's just so annoying, man. I'm so disappointed because I had high hopes about this game. It was just so bad that all of our goals, literally every single goals that we conceded, was poor defending, like individual mistakes, and it's so annoying. And you can see even Mourinho was frustrated. It's so poor, man, so poor. And on Vinicius, I don't know what to say, because he did well against Mourinho, and then obviously we want to see him in the Prem because he hadn't had many minutes. But can you let's all put it this way: like we as fans, we want to win the games. We want to obviously get all the point on board and this, that, the other. So does Mourinho. Let's be honest. Like, he wants to win it badly. He wants to do well at Spurs so badly. He doesn't want to live here. So let's all ask ourselves this question: he see those players week in, week out in training, yeah? And does he actually believe Vinicius is good enough to take Spurs somewhere? Like, I don't think he does. I honestly do not think he sees Vinicius at the training ground and then believes that this player, if Kane get injured, I can call upon this player and he can do the business. I don't believe he does. Because if he literally was believing in that player, I could have even argued that we would have seen in the past, he would have taken Kane off very often, like 20 minutes before the game, and put in Vinicius. But he hasn't been doing that very often. And it's been showing that the trust wasn't there. It's not like he doesn't trust him. Against maybe a shitter team, he can put him here and there. But it's like in the Prem, he doesn't believe he probably has the quality to do the business. Since now Kane is not in, we're going to have to trust him anyway, because we got literally no choice. He's going to have to play. And now we're going to have to see now what he's about, because, listen, we need the point. We there. And this is also good. This defeat is also good in the point that, let's forget about title, yeah? We're not title contenders. Let's just put it out there. We're not title contender, because we would never were. Because at the beginning of the season, you asked me, I would say CE, Liverpool, even United. I'm not this is very crazy. Even United finished third last season, so you can argue they were already starting better than us. I know we beat them 6-1, but they were better placed than us, whether we like it or not. City, Liverpool, United, they were the top three last season. They were better than us. The position, I think.
Sorry, we have to move on. Apparently, we're running out of time. But Ariel, I know you can talk a lot, but I appreciate your opinion. No, it's fine. It's just unfortunately running out of time, so we do need to move on. But thank you for calling in, Ariel.
All right, cheers, guys.
We appreciate your call, mate.
Ariel, very good call. Thank you. No, but he was absolutely spot on in most of the things.
He was completely spot on.
Absolutely spot on.
We just got some bit of breaking news coming out of the Telegraph saying.
Well, it was breaking half time.
No, it's breaking news now. It's only just breaking now.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah, and get on my phone actually. Good idea. 1 second.
Yeah, I just want to apologise for all the people that were waiting today, but it seems that we're running out of time tonight. It's getting quite late.
Here you go.
This is the breaking news. Serge Aurier apparently left the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at half-time after being hauled off by Jose at half-time.
So that's why Doherty... Yeah, well, obviously he got hauled off, so that's why Doherty was out there for the second half. But why he left the stadium, I guess we don't know yet, but we'll have to see what happens. It'll be very interesting to see if he's starting against Brighton. But this is worrying because...
Probably went round to Deddy's.
Yeah, but this is a bit worrying if it's true. Well, obviously it probably is true, but it's worrying if it festers into something else, because we need him. We showed today. Doherty showed he's not really up to it at right back.
No quality whatsoever.
And we need Aurier is a far better right back. That's the truth. And now we're in a position where we need him, I think. And I know he didn't have a great first half, and he was probably partly at fault for the goal and whatnot, but. We need him.
It's not a situation where we want to be in. He's the only only competent right back in the squad.
Yep, 100%. So it's not great at all.
All right, is that it, Frank? All right, so that is it. That is it for the fan show. Thank you.
Sad
everyone.
ending to the show.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Let me know in the comment section below. Are we reading too much into? Well, we haven't read anything into it, but. Should we read anything into this Serge Aurier leaving at half-time, or is it just one of these things that just happens in the spur of the moment, in the heat of the moment?
Hope so.
But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
I know Marcus Alonso did the same at Chelsea a few months ago, and he's not been seen since.
Oh, really?
But that was at Chelsea, like with Lampard. So.
So we will see you tomorrow morning for the morning after show. We've got a host of content coming out over the next couple of days, so keep your eyes out on that. Our next watch long is on the 31st of January for the Brighton game. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways. So a lot of things to look forward to over the next couple of days. Keep the faith, keep the passion, and come on you Spurs.
Come on.
Oh!